Nostalgia. Described as a longing for the past, it'll color your perception and make things that happened seem better than they were. That's why people will often comment that high school were the best 4 years of your life. Those people are liars, and so is nostalgia. Peter Pan, the animated classic that made a mark in Disney's Silver Age, which was characterized by films from the 1950 to 1959. This era is marked by its beautiful animation, with ornate backgrounds and soft colors. These films have an otherworldly feel, and make even the most common day settings look magical, like 1950s Britain. And Peter Pan was magical. With pirates, pixies, and nearly pitiful deaths, the film was another notch in Disney's restoration era, an era that only ended with Disney's death. Well, Disney's death. Nonetheless, the film was lighthearted and a family classic, if you ignored systemic things. Depicting the adventure of Wendy and her two brothers, Michael and John, the three of them journey throughout Neverland and have a somewhat good time. You know, if you ignore that Wendy nearly gets murdered. So, the trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy just came out. It is very much a dark and dreary film. Very gritty, I'd say. It feels very wartime. You know, when you look at films like Saving Private Ryan, or I think that one movie with the boat and Tom Hanks and the missiles, you think of a theme that's a lot of shadows, a lot of blue, and maybe a bit of purple, but mostly it's a very dark outlook. And I suppose that kind of makes sense with the way that the film looks like it's going to be centered around the war. Or rather, the setting is going to be centered around the war, not the story. What happened to the magic? I am very confused. There is not as much magic motifs, I suppose. Or when I say, what about the magic? I'm thinking about the magic of Disney's Peter Pan, the animated movie, not like Pixie Hollow Neverland magic. Because I've seen the pixie dust. I see Tink, who is not blonde. I mean, that's fun, but I don't have a problem with the fact that she's black. Personally, I love that. But she's not blonde. And that's just Tink's thing, green and yellow, you know? And Peter's a brunette. Again, I'm fine with them not being white, but his hair is iconic. I mean, he's ginger. And don't get me started on Wendy, darling. The girl with the light brown hair, but in this trailer, all I can see is hair as dark as night. I didn't know we were filming Snow White. I like the little Lost Boys scene. It was cute. I'm not gonna say too much about it. There's not much to really pick apart in this trailer. It's just that. Oh, you know what there is to pick apart? Who is that? Because that's not Captain Hook. So when you have when you have Hook from the animated classic and you have him from the trailer, I don't see any similarities. I'm just wondering who this guy is, because he's clearly not Captain Hook. Not my James Hook. Not my captain. I know we did the Not My Roderick thing. Can we do that for Captain Hook? No offense to the actor. I'm sure this was a role that he might have really wanted or really liked, you know? But that's just not Hook. That's not James. The original Peter Pan and the subsequent sequel, which was still somewhat good, were timeless classics. They held so much magic and racism that just can't be replicated and shouldn't be. So, how, in 1 minute and 44 seconds, did they easily ruin what should have been a masterpiece untouched by time? First, we open with Wendy, washed up on her island with pixie dust dripping from her hands. She's soaking wet, so I'm going to assume that she swam, or that she was tossed overboard and again still swam to the island. Also, if she swam, why is there pixie dust on her fingers? Because I saw the scene from The Great Fairy Rescue. You saw the scene from The Great Fairy Rescue. We all know that pixie dust comes up with water, so why was it still on her hands? Just saying. Just wondering. Also, Wendy is scared, terrified, confused in this trailer. In the original movie, she was astounded by the magic, by Peter, by Tink. I didn't see a lot of the Tink and Wendy rivalry, and I loved that in the original movie because it was literally so funny. Because why were these two beefing over this boy who never grew up? How old is Peter? It's so funny to me because it's like Peter immediately falls for Wendy. Tink, you are a fairy. You're the size of his fingertip. I'm not sure how you thought he was. Anyway, let's stop there. There also seems to be an aspect of time woven into this movie. The trailer shows the clock and the pixie dust melding together into something vaguely resembling a portal, of which I can only assume would be alluding to time travel or some sort of magic that allows for time in Neverland to go by while the mainland stays the same. And Wendy almost dying from a cannonball was not in the original movie, and it just sets the stage for how dark this movie seems like it's going to be in contrast to the original. And I'm not saying the movie should be exactly the same, but too much deviance from the original plot would lead to a movie that's more or less a separate affair rather than a live action adaptation. So this video might have been a touch short. I've had a few difficulties over the last 2 weeks. I tried to upload a Meet the Robinsons video. Every single time I tried to upload it, I uploaded it 7 times. Every single time, a different aspect of the video, a different portion was blocked. I don't know, guys, but the videos will get longer, all right? I promise you that. And maybe check me out because I will have something out for the Oscars. I will be ranking a few of the outfits, give me some ideas of people you would like me to look out for. Anyway, have a mocktail cocktail cause. You want to end your day. Good morning, good evening, and good night.